welcome to the second lecture in the second IHF Live Online Symposium. My name is Courtney Gahan and I'm your moderator for today's session. For today's lecture, we have 3 translation languages available if you are joining us on Zoom. We have French, Spanish, and Arabic, and you can find them at the bottom of your screen by clicking the globe icon marked interpretation. If you are watching this on Facebook right now, you can still join us on Zoom. One of our team is going to share the link to this webinar in the comments, so you can join us if you would like to use the translation function and if you have an account. This second IHF Live Online Symposium is part of the Virtual Academy introduced last year by the IHF to facilitate global online learning. All of this is under the umbrella of the IHF Education Centre, available at ihfeducation.ihf.info. This second IHF Live Online Symposium is comprised of a total of 10 lectures, 9 live and 1 pre-recorded, presented by top handball experts from around the world. The main focus of this symposium is development trends of the game, consequences on training methods for coaches, and tactical training for referees. Today's lecture is presented by IHF Commission of Coaching and Methods member and head coach of the Brazil women's national team, Jorge Duenas, and focuses on defense against line players. This topic is a particularly important one identified by the CCM based on the increasing number of goals from line players observed at the 27th IHF Men's World Championship in Egypt in January. As such, it is a very important topic for both coaches and referees, and I'm aware that our IHF referees have been invited to participate in this lecture today due to the importance of this topic. This lecture is being recorded, so you will be able to access it later for on-demand viewing, and please do feel free to ask questions throughout, and we will have a question and answer session at the end. So Jorge, we are ready to begin when you are.
Okay, thank you, Courtney, for your presentation, and good morning, good afternoon, good night for everybody in all the world. So now is the moment to talk about the defense of the line player, of the pivot. No, so I'm going to show the presentation to look and then start my presentation. So it's okay, one moment. Okay, so I want to talk about this situation that I watch more and more in during the matches, because you know that now the position of the pivot is very important, but I think that is so important acting about this situation, no? Because now we watch the pivot situations with very different characteristics, very different styles, with tall pivots, with a lot of weight and with spans. You look sometimes a lot of movement of the players to in 6 meters acting as a pivot, and don't forget the 7 against 6 situations where 2 pivots making defensive tasks very, very difficult. So these circumstances increasingly force us to have to use a specific technique to defend pivot situations. So don't forget now the pivot situation is very different from other positions, because they play in the proximity of 6 meters, near 6 meters, very close to the defenders. Now the pivots can play out of 6 meters, running in 9 meters or in meter 2. The defense to the pivot is an increasingly complicated situation that I think that requires a specific technique to be effective. Don't forget we have to adjust to the rules. For example, when the pivots, the line players are blocking, and avoid that as defenders we can be blocked to prevent it occupying a certain position and a certain space. So for me, it's very important now talk about the way to defend these situations. In this presentation, in this PPT, I'm going to present different defensive situations with the pivot. And I divide the presentation in 3 big points. First is the defensive situations with pivot in 1-against-1 equality. Then defensive situations in 2-against-2 equality with pivot. The last is defensive situation with pivot in 1-against-2 inequality. I divide in this way because it's better and structure better the different situation, the different action that the defenders have to do. So first of all is the defensive situations with pivot in 1-against-1 equality. In this presentation, my videos, my clips are from the last important championships, the Final Four of Europe, with some matches, very interesting matches, and then the matches in Egypt during the World Championship, the last World Championship in Men World Championship. So the first thing is talking about the individual technical tactical guidelines in pivot defense training. For me, one of the first important tasks is don't let yourself win the position. I explain about this because I think that's very important. Other idea is intercept the pass, intercept the ball, because I think that sometimes we talk about the defense and no things about the try to intercept the ball, to take the ball. Only try to defense to do fouls or to interrupt the game. The third point is handle reception. Important is possession of the ball. It's very more or less is the same that the intercept the pass, but with some difference. And then for me, very important, and sometimes very difficult to understand for the players, help from teammates. So now with these guidelines, I showed you more or less my ideas. First idea is about when you defend a pivot from behind, it's very difficult to stop him, no? Because normally you find against you defend one pivot with a lot of weight, maybe, with a big space. You need the space not to be very open and to be able to have help, because 1-against-1 with the pivot only with big space is very difficult to defend, and I think that it's better defense the pivot in front of him. So in this example, goalkeeper's back in. Luka Karabatic, penalty. Defense by. In this clip, you can watch this situation. This pivot with big space is maybe impossible to defend. I think it's very difficult. For me, it's very important have this situation and try to win the position with the people. But maybe you can say, but if the pivot have the space, can run behind the other defenders. But for me, the first thing is to close the immediately action. So because I think that then we can find solutions for this situation. So when you defend him from the pivot, in this case you control the pivot, but you open the space, but then it's possible run back with active arms. So maybe you open the space, but it's possible to get or to find a solution to avoid the situation of the pivot. Very interesting for me is this main thing to understand. Don't let yourself win the position. And in this case, it's important the defender, in this case, observes the trajectories of the players with the ball to anticipate the next action. When you look this situation again, you can look the defender running in front of the pivot with quick steps, fighting with the arms to overcome the block, and try to avoid the situation of the player with ball. Important, overtake the situation with body contact, with the quick steps, and working with the arms to overtake the situation of the people. So first thing is this idea. The second one is the intercept the pass. In this case, the problem is when the defender lose the pass line, so the pivot wins the pass line. Is I think that's maybe it's emergency situation. The defender try to overtake, but it's not possible overtakes the situation of the pivot, the position of the pivot. So in this case, I think that the defender must fight him with must fight with the pivot with body contact, in very important body contact. And for me, it's very interesting to also use the arms above and in front of those of the people. In the example, you can watch. Stolen by Moros, and the break is on. Mai trying to get back to cover, but it's slammed away by Alex. You can watch get a shot in, might get a penalty. They're being forced a long way back, France. Looking for the line. Well, as the defender fight for the situation of the people and not stay on his back, and very important the activity of the arms to force very, very precise passes, and in this case, intercept the ball. This defender is fighting for the ball and intercept the ball because try to cut the line of the pass. So very interesting this situation. Next is the handle reception, disposition of the ball. In this case, for me, it's very interesting because sometimes the defender can lose the line of the passes, but the defender avoid the pass of the attacker because the defender attacked the arms of the pivot. I'm going to repeat the clip. So we can watch the defender avoid the control of the ball of the pivot, hiding the arms of the pivot. I think that maybe not so with rules, but in emergency situation, in these emergency situations, avoid the reception of the pivot, touching end balls of the pivot, trying not to take the ball. So it's a way to avoid the reception of the pivot if, in this case, when the defender lose the line with the pivot. So the next, sometimes the defender have problems to defend well to the pivot because doesn't overtake the situation. The pivot takes the ball, receives the ball. It's very important to understand in defense always the helps. In this case, I present some ideas to the helps. When the pivot takes the ball, has the ball, it's very important take him out of 6 meters. Try to push him out of 6 meters. Interesting, is very important, but it's difficult to understand for the player. But maybe if the defender is intelligent, or maybe is very clever defender, access your strong point. No? You know that normally the player has have a strong point and weak point, and normally the attacker is better in the strong point, no? in the strong side. Then when the teammate try to help, it's important join shoulder to shoulder the defenders and try to stay very close to close the space. But it's important in this situation out of 6 meters. If this situation is very clear, is near of 6 meters, normally the help of the teammate is inside. So in this case, it's difficult, and normally the referees will decide 7 meters. Then prevent the ball from leaving the zone. One of the difficult situations is when the pivot gets the ball, 2 players close the space, and then this line player pass out the ball, and very difficult to defend in the continuation of the action. And then another situation for me very interesting is not always is interested the helps, because sometimes the helps are very late, with maybe the pivot doesn't have good orientation. He has bad orientation. Sometimes when the teammates try to help, get 2 minutes suspension. So sometimes it's better the suit of the pivot, because maybe it's not so easy the possibility of the suit, and maybe the possibility for the goalkeeper is better in 6 meters with no so vertical situation, no so very clear situation than when the goalkeeper gets 6 meter shoot. So in this case, I think that's very important. The first thing.
And they've had chances since then, but just haven't been able to put it away. Rowland Tredios, Dolanets, Sindridge, balling.
We can look, for example, I stopped the clip because in number 13 lose the position with the pivot. The pivot gets the ball, but he's pushing out of 6 meters, and in this moment the teammate help trying join very good, very near of the teammate to close the space for the pivot. But it's important this situation. The first is passing out the pivot, because in this case the teammate has chance to help. If this situation is more near for the 6 meter, the help of the teammates is not so clear, and maybe the referee decide 7 meter shoot. So interesting when this situation happens, the passing out, and then the teammate close the space.
Left an elbow in there, and the referees decided it was all a bit of handbags, but really, could have been a bit.
So another thing is it's not possible to defend, okay, because the space of the pivot is very clear, and you don't have possibility to help. It's better the pivot shoot. In this case, not always interesting to fight with the pivot, because
so right back right wing, Slovenian
the help is
on the court for
so far, and
a Portuguese on the line who can't score against the Dane.
Maybe the situation for the goalkeeper is better because the shoot of the line player is not so clear, and I think sometimes it's better for the goalkeeper to get this kind of shoot that the 6 meter shoot. So I think that is interesting.
So right back right wing, Slovenian.
The defender understand when the situation is good chance for the pivot and the possibility of fight with the pivot is no good, and I don't have possibility to help. It's better should avoid 2 meters, 2 minutes, avoid 7 meter shoot, and some things that is not so good to get. Now I'm going to show you about the situations 2 against 2, equality with pivot. In this case, we have two possibilities. Try to defend 2 against 2 by change of opponent with a zonal concept, and the other possibility is by sliding, crossing of defenders with individual concept. For me, the possibilities of these possibilities of intervention are good. The 2 possibilities are good, but the most important thing is the player try to understand and to coordination with the teammates. So, for example, when we talk about the change of opponent, this is a zonal concept. In this case, for example, number 6 is the defender of A attacker, and number 5 is the responsible of E attacker, the line player. When the A player goes to the center, change the responsibility of the attacker. In this case, 6 goes with the line player, and number 5 goes to defense to the I player. In this case, the defenders stay in the same situation, in the same space, and no crossing the position. So this is a zonal concept. Maybe this concept is more conservative because the defenders stay in their zone. The other concept is individual concept. Maybe in this case it's a risky situation, but maybe you can use if you have possibilities. In this case, number 6 defends A attacker, and number 5 defends A attacker, the line player. When the A player goes to the center, they change the situation, continue with the attacker, but this player crossing and continue with the individual responsibility. So in this case, the defenders can cross it, can be crossed, and continue with the attacker. This concept is not so easy to do because sometimes the defenders have to run a lot of big spaces, and maybe it's not easy to do, but maybe it's a good idea to surprise the attackers. No, it's a good idea. No, it's not so bad idea to do, because we can understand advantage and disadvantage of this way to defense situation 2 against 2. In my opinion, when I defend with a change of opponent, we have a positive situation or advantage is the pivot zone density. In this case, the space for the pivot is not so big. It's a positive idea with when you defense with a change of opponent. Maybe the problem is when you have doubts in the distribution of the responsibilities. Sometimes you have to look the trajectory of the attacker with ball, and then the defenders have to decide who is the responsible of the line player and who is the responsible of the player with ball. Maybe one advantage, maybe one disadvantage. When I defend with the concept, more individual concept, sliding or crossing of defenders, the advantage maybe is the clarity in marking, because the responsibility of the responsibilization of the defender is always the same player. Maybe it's difficult because sometimes the defenders have to go out of the space, out of the situation, but the disadvantage is very large. Is the defender have very large spaces to run, and sometimes when for example, when the defender has to fight with the attacker, it's not so easy to run fighting with the attacker. No, if be, for example, one back goes to the center and long space and fighting with the defender, it's not easy for the defender running and fighting at the same time to win the space. So different situation, maybe important which one is the best in each moment. We start, for example, with the example of change of opponent, no? With the zonal concept. In this case, I show you the pivot now situated in this zone. The defenders defends this situation 2 against 2. The attacker goes to the center. The attacker with ball goes to the center. The second defender overtakes the situation of the pivot to pushing the attacker, and in this moment control the other defender, control the pivot, and continue with this situation, and then change the situation with the pivot. Before, the second defender was defending the pivot, and then when the trajectory of the back goes to the second position, change the situation. But it's important in this case the body contact. It's important. Don't lose sight of the ball, because looking the trajectories of the players, the attacker players. It's important. Normally short step, but sometimes one long step to overtake the pivot, and very important. And sometimes the defenders don't use so much is the arms, help with the arms to overtake the pivot, and body contact with the arms. No pushing, no try to hit the line player, but help him for overtake the pivot. So with this concept, is important. Watch the trajectories and change the responsibilities of the attackers. With when I choose, for example, defense by sliding situation 2 against 2, It's interesting have clear the situation with the attacker. In this case, we can look, for example, this situation 2 against 2 with the pivot. Now this player is continue with the center back, but then when the right back goes to the center, 2 defenders of the center with the responsibility with the pivot change the position, crossing, and continue with the defense. Then unbelievable situation when the defender takes the ball in very excellent situation with the arms, taking the ball, intercept the ball in this space. But the concept is different with this concept. Very individual, long distance to run for the defender.
Brilliant play, Barcelona. Open goal. They don't go for it. Guido is back in there, and Ale slows it down. What a win of the ball in there.
Take individual responsibility. Speed on longer strips or longer trajectories. The possibility of keeping in touch to the attacker, and very important, the ambiguity. It's clear for me. It's very interesting this idea to be ambiguity, no clear, not to be clear in the idea to defense. And now a very valid option, very difficult to execute because the coordination of the defenders has to be very clear. The idea is change the concept depends of the line of the defender. In this case, the concept is change of opponent. 2 defenders are in the same line, because maybe close the space for the pivot, but very close one with other one. And then when the action continue, one defender is in one line in 7 meters, and the other defender stay in 9 meters. So in this case, the defenders are in different line, and in this moment they are crossing each other. Difficult because if you look this defender has to run a lot of and fighting at the same time with the attacker, but very good. He is very good with this situation. The other defender in this situation 2 against 2 control the pivot, and when the attack continue, this defender control the right back, and the other defender control the pivot. So very good idea with 2 different concepts. First moment with change of opponent, 2 against 2 with change opponent, and in the second action, the activity of the defenders is with individual concept. For me, it's excellent idea. The problem is some problems and some difficult to do is the coordination of the defenders, and maybe the very difficult to help to do the spaces, not to cover, to run the spaces, because the defenders have to run a lot of spaces. So in this case, the attack gets goal, but the situation in defense for me is very good with the two concepts, change of opponent and sliding. Now, the third point that I think that in a lot of matches we can look this situation, because now is normal to watch a situation with different numerical attackers. And for example, in this first attack, 6 against 5. Normal now we can watch a lot of situations 7 against 6, and it's interesting defense 1 against 2, because and sometimes we can watch a lot of situation 1 against 2 with the pivot, because it's normal the situations, the superior numerical situation with 2 pivots. So I think that in a lot of position of the area we can look this situation. In this case, the situation is in the external position, and the wing in defense has to defend 2 against 2. Sorry, 1 against 2. And now, for example, this situation for this defender is no easy, because he has to defend the line player, one of the line player, and the wing player. So the idea is this player has to be very ambiguous. For me, is the first idea, and not providing information to the attackers. In this way, this player defends the line player and defends the wing, but the attacker with ball maybe have doubts to pass to the line player or to the wing. So the wing player, when he watches the pass, he must go towards the ball with the intention of intercepting, and don't forget that the defender try to work with the arms. If he looks the attackers goes to do the pass with by the air, try to put the arms up. If he looks the attacker with ball, pass the ball no to the floor, he must work with the arms to the floor. It's okay. It's very interesting the situation to understand the activity of the defenders 1 against 2. And another idea is numerical disadvantage in central area. For me, it's a very good example.
If that's what it ends up being.
This situation, because the defender, in this case, the defender now is defense in this position, in the central position. Situation is 7 against 6. The responsibility of this defender is the number 2 in attack, and the line player. And it's very important. He must defend 1 against 2. He is very ambiguous in the action, because he conditioned the player with the ball, varying the distance, change the distance. He is very active in the face of numerical disadvantage, and reactive when the attacker's action happens. And then he's able to identify the type of pass that can be made based on the activity of the person arms, of the attacking arms. So we can look. He changed the distance. He goes in front of the attacker, then change the distance, going down, and he understands the possibility of pass with to the floor, so he's able to intercept the ball, change the distance and the activity with the arms. In this case, the defender works like a goalkeeper, no? Because it changes the situation, works with the legs and with the arms, and then intercept the ball. In this case, the defender works like a goalkeeper. So in this presentation, I showed you different situations, 1 against 1, 2 against 2, 1 against 2, and in all cases, you can watch this situation in all positions of the area, in the wing position, in the second position, in the center position. So for me, it's very important to train these situations by all players. Sometimes we can think about the situation are for the second players, as for the center defenders, but I think now with this kind of handball, because a lot of positions with two pivots, or one wing goes inside, or maybe situation 7 against 6, and maybe the pivot is located in the position 1 with the wing. Our players have to understand this kind of training is very, very important. So with this ideas, with these guidelines, maybe we can understand these things to train and to improve the level. Because we know that the level of the pivots now is better and better. It's better and better, more and more. So we must train a lot of with our players to improve this kind of defense. Then the last tax about I wanted to talk is a tax maybe for the referees, maybe for the coaches. I think the referees, they have a very difficult situation with this fighting the defenders against the pivot line players, and we have a very difficult situation as the coaches to show our players, to teach our players which kind of works can do the line players. For example, we can talk about the line players, about the blocks and the position of the body, and about the work with the arms, about we can stop when we can do the block. But now we have a very difficult situation because sometimes the attackers grab the jersey of the defender, engendering the engendering reception of the ball, and prevent the defender from moving around. So in this case, I show you 4 photos with this example. In this case, a very good line player take the shirt, grab the shirt of the defender, and win the position, win the pass line. So in this case, it's difficult defend this situation. Then the defender grab the t-shirt of the pivot, and then when the pivot gets the ball, they are fighting very hard. But what happened in this situation? In my opinion, first of all, how should the referees act? It's difficult for the referees understand the situation. It seems clear that at the beginning, with the warning, is the first idea. But what to do if that situation is repeated during all the match? So it's very difficult to regulate this situation. I think that now with situations 17 against 2 more difficult, more and more difficult, and for the future is a idea to study for the referees, for the coaches, and which is the solution to help for our referees, with our sport. If we want to improve the the level of our handball and maybe the spotlights handball, no? Because I think that is difficult understand this situation. So this is an idea to discuss, and I think that sometimes we can watch in the matches, and very difficult to interpret because maybe as coaches we can decide this situation is attack fall, maybe it's a situation to continue the game, but it's very difficult to understand this situation. So this is my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope that with this presentation has been helpful and improve our technical knowledges. I think that these ideas about the defense of the pivot, the line player, is how to improve in the next years, because I think that now we are looking a lot of situation with line players and with a lot of situation line players and defenders. So this is my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention. It's okay. Finish.
Okay, we have a few questions. So let's begin with, somebody asked, what about the physical qualities of the line player? How important is this in defending the line player? How much do you consider this?
Okay. Now we can look a lot of different kinds of line players. Normally, in general, the line player are tall players with weight and with long arms. For me, it's very difficult to understand if you gives the line player for this for the pivots. So by this, my idea is always try to win the position with the pivots, with the line player. Maybe if a line player is not so big, is small, or maybe it's for example one wing who goes in size of the 6 meter, we can change the idea, because in this case we can fight with this player easier. But in general, idea, for me it's interesting to defense in front of the line player.
Okay. Somebody asked, what are the most dangerous mistakes made by the defense regarding cooperation between the center back and the line player? Should I repeat?
Can you repeat me, Connie, please?
What are the most dangerous mistakes that the defenders make concerning the center back working with the line player?
Okay. a lot of possible mistakes, because for example, for me, I saw with you when you have a situation 2 against 2, the idea is if you defend with idea zonal concept or individual concept. When you defend in zonal concept, maybe it's easier to cover the space. If you defend in individual concept, it's not so easy to cover the space. This is the first idea to understand this concept. Then understand the trajectories. For example, in the situation 2 against 2 in the center with the 6-0 defense, it's very interesting to understand if the player with ball goes to the right or goes to the back, and then quickly interpret this trajectory to overtake the pivot. Sometimes it's not easy because the pivot block it's a good attacker with a good block. Overtake the situation when the block is in 6 meters. Normally overtake the pivot in front of him. And if, for example, the block is out of 6 meters, 7 meters, 8 meters, or 7 and 7 meters, try to overtake the pivot behind the pivot, down the pivot. So the ideas maybe can be this for this normal situation. Then we have different more ideas. For example, the body contact works with the arms to overtake the situation of the pivot. Always, I think that can be very active with legs and arms. But in general, the concept is very important to understand and to practice.
We have a few questions also about mistakes, more questions about mistakes. If there is a mistake in the defense, do you change the one player who makes this mistake, or would you change the system that they're using?
Depends, because maybe the problem is the defender, or maybe the problem is the system. All depends of the mistakes. Sometimes, for example, the problem is a problem of concentration of one player. This is no problem of the system. So maybe it's not necessary to change the system. It's necessary to recover this player or to change this player. But if the problem is general problem, for example, all the players don't have very clear the concept, and maybe they have a lot of problems to get success, to take success. Maybe we can change the system, but sometimes we think that change the system is change everything, but maybe the problem is change some details, some ideas, no? Because, for example, the problem is in defense 6-0, we are going very with a long depth, a long distance, and maybe we can change with a short distance and not so open the defense. Or maybe the idea is completely the contrary, no? The open more the defense and the responsibility of the players. So no only one one mistake is maybe the problem is if the problem is of individual mistake, or maybe if the problem is of the system. So we have to understand which one is the problem.
Okay, we have some questions, more questions about positioning and things. Somebody asked, is there any difference in defending the line player if they're left-handed or right-handed?
Yes, yes. I talk about the strong side or strong point and the weak point. No, in general, the players are better in the strong side. So in this case, when the pivot is right or is left, when the pivot can take the ball, is better in, for example, in fighting 1 against 1. Is better it's better for the defender if he goes to the weak side. So it's very difficult to interpret because the defender normally fight very hard with the pivot, and no is thinking about the defender is the attacker is right or is left. But I think that if we know that the line player is left, it's better that he goes to the right. So it's idea to understand, difficult, but understand is good to improve the level.
Okay, and from an attacking viewpoint, if you don't mind answering this, it depends. Sorry, let me start again.
Yes.
If the line player is on the 6 meter or the 7 meter, does this make a difference of positioning for the defenders?
Yes. Okay. When we talk about the overtake, the position of the line player, if the pivot is in 6 meters, the rules say that we have to overtake the situation up of the or in front of the line player. So it's so clear. So we have to do out of 6 meters. When the situation when the block is out of 6 meters, for example, in 7 meters or 8 meters, we have two possibilities. For me, in this case, it's better to overtake down of the block near 6 meters, because in this with this idea we can overtake the block, and we can close the space of the line. So for me, it's very interesting this question, because it's different the blocks in 6 meters or the blocks in out of 6 meters. So the solution is in 6 meters overtake the blocks out of 6 meters, and when the blocks are in out of 6 meters, 7 or 8 meters, overtake the blocks in 6 meters behind the pivot.
Somebody asked, which is better? Is it better to defend the attacker and draw a foul, or is it better to move the line focus on trying to get the line player out toward 9 meters always?
My idea, no, is no general idea, no, because it's my idea. We can choose one idea or idea. The target of the defense is not to avoid the goal, no, avoid the situation with the goalkeeper, avoid the goal. This is normal for all defense, but my idea is I want to get a ball. I want to intercept the ball. I want to difficulty the attackers. So my idea is try to do the defense towards the ball, no waiting the ball. So the concept is the concept of my good idea for good defender is try to get the ball, no wait the ball. Idea: active defense or reactive defense. My idea is active defense and then reactive defense, no always reactive defense. So this is the answer for my point of view.
Okay, we have a few questions about the relationship with the goalkeeper for specifically line players defense. So can we just talk a bit about how that works between the defenders and the goalkeeper with regard to line players specifically?
One question about for the goalkeepers. If you ask to the goalkeepers what do they prefer, if they prefer a suit of line player, unbalanced situation, no very straight for the goal, or if they prefer 7-meter suit. I think that in general, all the goalkeeper will say the suit of the line player, unbalanced situation, no 6-meter with balance jump in front of the goalkeeper. So when I talk about the sometimes it's no good to avoid the defense with the pivot. I think that I talk about this because I prefer and now I am the goalkeeper. I prefer one shoot of the line player unbalanced situation because the 7-meter situation is the shooter very near with balanced situation, very straight of the goal, and I think that in this case, I think the shoot of the line player. So for me, the problem is sometimes is when the defender are in the situation in defense, understand that it's better for the goalkeeper the shoot of the line player, or maybe when they are fighting, understand it's better to give the chance for the goalkeeper.
Okay, we'll just do one more. We always have some questions about this, about how to translate this for young players. do you have any tips about about teaching young players about this defense for the line players, how it can be more basic or something like this?
Yes, I saw them some guidelines, some ways to practice to do. For me, the first idea is try to get the line of the ball. So normally when I practice situation in defense, try to train going to the ball, overtakes the situation of the pivot. It's very important the work with the arms, because when we train, we say to the players, we must go to the situation. We must go to the situation, but how is the way to arrive in this situation? It's important. Go to the situation, but with a good position, with balanced position, and working with the arms. Some ideas to regard to understand to the players, one and two and three times to say to introduce in the brain.
Okay, I think we will say goodbye. We can finish there then. Thank you so much for the lecture and for answering all these questions.
Okay, thank you very much, Courtney, for your introduction and now for your questions. Thank you for everybody, and see you soon in another presentation. Thanks.
Thank you. So everybody, we are back for the next lecture on Thursday, 24th June at 2 p.m. Central European Summer Time. And that lecture is presented by Jochen Beppler, IHF analyst and head coach for the younger age categories in the German Handball Federation. And he will continue this topic, the new role of the line player in modern handball. So we will see you all then. Thank you so much for your attendance today, and goodbye.